Today we're in South Hadley, Massachusetts, and we're at the Bynan Conservation Land. And part one of this, I described it as much as possible about where the lakes are, the trails, and the history of it. But today we're going in, so in part two. And I'm going to carry along as many trails to see as many ponds as we can. Of course, I'm not going to make it that long. That'll take hours. But I'll show you as much as I can. There's a lake pond right behind us. And I'll tell you more about their names and what they're used for. Okay, anything else you want to learn?
Is there anything else you can expect to see?
Yeah, there's going to be wildlife and lots of plants, right? And hopefully nothing too big. So once in a while I see big animals out here. And the sun is bright red today when it's going down. So it should be nice in there. Okay, let's go. Okay, we came down the trail from Apple Road, and there's one small lake down back there, but there's one in front of us too. All right. Okay, here's a pond. All right. I call this pond number one. Now, the biggest pond in here, it's in the back of that. It's the only one that does not have a trail to it. There's 6 ponds, used to be 8. The 6 that are here, 5 of them have trails to them, and one does not, and that was the biggest one of all, does not have any trail to it. So if you want to go there, the best thing I do is in the winter time, I come out here and no vegetation around, and what happens is I go for a hike in the winter, walk on the pond's ice, and explore the pond that way. Okay, in there, you're actually starting to see the end of that long pond. It's about 200 meters long, very, very long. Okay, so the best way is just go past the first pond and then bushwalk to the right. Okay, once you're done going in there, the blaze is cut in two. One blaze trail goes to the right, and one goes to the left. I just took the one to the left. And the trails that are here were probably made by 200 years ago by ice companies dragging big ice blocks off of these many lakes out here. As a group, these are called the Britton Lakes, Britton. The two that are gone, this Taylor Pond is gone, Slabbery Pond is gone, which was partly inside of Chicopee. Okay, now pond number 3. It's a pond that only shows up in the rainy seasons, April, May, October. You would see it. It's down that side trail. It's wet right now, but not wet enough that they would build up. And so I haven't seen that in a few years. But once in a while it gets so watery in the spring that you'll get very big. Alright, you can see a blaze on this tree, a blaze blue. Alright, so I told you 3 ponds so far, plus the 2 that are gone. So that means there's 3 more. And number 4 is right here. So we're 5 minutes into the walk, taking the left fork. And what do? We come up to another pond right here. We're right at the edge of it. Okay. This one is connected a little upwards. I would say this is about 100 feet long. Okay, and to get to the last 2, those are a little further on, but I'll tell you how to get there. We probably won't reach them, but now I just turned left again onto the turquoise trail. There's a turquoise blaze from now on. Okay, this straight trail, you can tell the trail is so straight that it used to be part of a road. This road went from the area where the top of Granby Road, St. Rose Cemetery is. It used to cut off the edge of St. Rose Cemetery, go into Lemon Terrace, and then at the end of there, the road into Granby would keep going, and this was the road to Granby that we're on. Believe it or not, this was the dirt road that horse and buggies would take into Granby. And the ice dealers would have loved the straight road because they would have been hauling out with their carriages and horses lots of ice. And there's most of the ponds out here have trails going around them completely. Strangely enough, the largest one, the trail has disappeared, but and the reason why is because no one was using it, and so over 200 years it just disappeared. So this road we're looking at is about 200 years old, or maybe slightly more. And it meets up also, it crosses at one point the road that would go perpendicular to it within about half mile would go to Salt Lake Center. And if you took a left, and then if you took a right, it would go on to Chicopee. Okay, so I'm to the point. I'm starting to see lake or pond number 5. I can see the outskirts of it very well. Okay, we're on blue trail, then turquoise, then finally took a first right, and there's a red blaze here. So I'm on a red blaze trail. And in the distance, the road keeps going. It goes to pond number 6, but through this woods is pond number 5. And the best way to find it is to stay on that turquoise trail, right? You can see the outskirts of it up here. And once you get down the turquoise trail, there's going to be cut to the right at the bottom of this hill, and you come out to that lake. And the other lake is right next to it too. So those are the 6 lakes of the Bynan Conservation Area. Okay. If you are taking at this juncture, there's a lot to go. If you take left of this juncture, it brings you out to Karen Drive, where a lot of children will go sledding at the end of the hill. They'll say Carey Drive. Okay, and there's a hill between this juncture and Karen Drive's hill that's even steeper. Okay, so we're going back down now the turquoise trail. So we've accomplished our mission. I showed you the position, or sometimes even the lake itself. Okay, so thank you very much for coming on this adventure.